Just to add, it's a good idea to also rotate at 180 degrees the wall polyplane, since if you don't rotate it the same way as you rotated the high poly, the UVs will be again facing the wrong direction, as you can see. So again, the details of the rock will be probably will be baked incorrectly looking. So yeah, just select your wall poly again, and just here under the rotate, and just click enter and export the wall poly while it's flipped with these degrees, and just bake your maps. Now I'm gonna close XNormal, we don't need it anymore. And just another thing, after I opened my texture map, at the beginning it was like this. And as you can see here, you can see that this is the original position of the plane. So now you can see that these details here are going in this direction from left to right, and on the texture is the opposite way. So basically we got the correct direction vertically wise, but I just need to switch to flip the canvas horizontal inside Photoshop, just to make sure that everything looks the way I intended when I started sculpting the texture in ZBrush. But yeah, even if you leave it flipped the other way, it's no worries. The important thing is that the vertical position is correct. So now, as you can see, the green color means that here that the volume of the rock it's baked properly. Okay, so now I'm just gonna flip all the textures horizontally. Alright. And as you can see now, we have to do a bit of a tweaking inside Photoshop, since our high poly plane was a bit moved inward while sculpting. You can see here that that resulted in these little white lines in all textures. So let's just start by fixing the normal map. I'll go here on the filter, other, and click offset. So now this texture is 2K, so we need to offset it by half of this. Just it's important to remember the initial offset that you put, if it was a negative value or a positive. So that's why it's a habit of mine. I prefer to type first the negative values, and then I just type the positive value, and then the texture will return to a normal position. So now, as you can see here, you see these lines that they are a result of the little difference between the high poly plane and the low poly. So the easiest way to fix this is just click here on the select icon and select a really tiny area that surrounds this, and from edit I usually just click fill, and here on this menu I just choose content aware, just click OK. I'm going to do the same here, but otherwise you can see that there isn't that so much rough transition between the different parts of the texture. So after a bit of a tweaking, it should be tiling pretty nice. Okay, so something that we can probably do is go here and choose Healing Brush tool. And if I zoom in, you'll see that here we have some I'm sorry, spot healing brush. We have here a seam in the texture in the normal map. So I use, when I'm in a real hurry, I just copy part of the texture. For example, here I just paste it here, and with the eraser I just smooth out the difference. So for me it's more important to actually remove this seam here that it's from the alpha textures. Again, the more time you spend fixing this, the better your texture will look. But yeah, even here, after only a minute or two of tweaking inside Photoshop, it should look pretty nice. Okay, so now that we are done, we can go here again under filter and again click offset, and this time just remove the negative value, press OK, and there we go. Our normal map is ready. So let's continue with the vertex color. Now as you can see here, we gotta first remove these white lines. So again, we're gonna offset it, and this time I'm just gonna select the original texture that I used for Spotlight, and I'm just gonna copy a portion of it, and I'm just gonna paste it here. And just by using the eraser, I'm gonna just let me merge the two layers. I'm gonna just mask a bit the transition so it doesn't look that harsh. Okay, so I'm gonna just duplicate this layer and I'm gonna flip it horizontally. Yeah, I think it's better to paste another part of the texture just to add some more variety. Something like this should do the trick pretty nicely, and then I'll delete some of the, I'll remove some of the transition. Okay, so, and just to be sure that it doesn't look that terrible and that we remove the seams, I like to place another piece at the center. And that will add additional variety to the terrible texture, and it will make sure that these two lines are really masked well. So for now I'm just gonna flatten the image, offset it again in the proper direction, and now all it's left to do it's just to copy the ambient occlusion path, paste it, set it to multiply, and decrease a bit Yeah, I think like something like 70, it's good enough. And maybe we can tweak additionally this texture by just copying this. And we're just gonna set it to some interesting blending mode. For example, this darker color, you see how it creates this nice variation of color on the texture. So yeah, this looks pretty nice. So I'm just gonna remove this rough transition here, and I'm just gonna scale a bit the whole texture. Alright, so in this blending mode it shouldn't be that visible in the tiling, so I don't think we need to go back and offset this texture. I think it should work fine, but just to make sure, we're gonna just check it again. Okay, you can make some quick adjustments here. Alright, so again, we're gonna select part of this rock, and paste it here again under darker color. Okay, so now let's again offset the image, and our diffuse texture, it's done. Maybe it's a good idea to just apply a little bit of smart sharpen, something like a 30%, it's good. Some final touches like removing this rough transition here. Okay, so now this texture is ready, the normal it's ready. All we need to do is just to fix really fast the displacement map. So again, offset. Now usually the height maps are the hardest to fix inside Photoshop, because any noticeable difference in the values of black and white will result in really weird distortions later than when we apply displacement map inside CryEngine. But for now I'm just gonna fix it the easiest way possible. And don't worry if you have some artifacts after the fixing the head map, because after we return and offset it again properly, we need to apply a little bit of a blur. Now this is important because if you apply displacement map at the full detail, the tessellation inside CryEngine will look kind of weird. You need to accentuate only the larger shapes on the texture, so you need to remove the really tiny details. So something along of 7 or 6 pixels of Gaussian blur, it's good. And then you need to select the displacement map, Control C to copy it, and in order to work properly inside CryEngine you need to go onto channels and just Control V to paste it again in the alpha channel, otherwise it won't work. So let's export our textures. We start with this one. Okay, so the proper naming convention for displacement maps is DISPL. To this map to be able to work properly inside CryEngine as a parallax occlusion mapping or tessellation, doesn't matter, it has to has this postfix, this pool, at the end of its name. Just click Save, and here just select displacement map from the list of the options, choose PC, and just press OK. Now this is our diffuse map. So now I'm just gonna add diffuse. Now here, before we export the normal, we should make sure that the green channel it's flipped correctly for CryEngine. So now as you can see here, we can see the correct volume shapes of the rock in black and white when we click on the green channel. So that means that we should do the opposite for CryEngine. We should just, again, like the previous video with the rock, just press Ctrl I to invert the green channel. So yeah, your normal should look like something like this, and don't worry, it will work correctly inside CryEngine. So again, just type normals underscore and ddn. Okay, so now all it's left to do, it's just to make a really quick specular map. So again, the quickest way that I like to do it is just to quickly use the normal map, we'll turn the diffuse texture also black and white, paste the normal, and just try to find some nice looking blending mode. Okay, so let's for now set on this one, and from the adjustments with the levels, add some more bright spots. Okay, I think something like that could work pretty nice. So this time we're gonna save this as a specular map. Okay, so our textures are exported, and in the next video I'm gonna show you how to create quickly the cave tunnel inside 3ds Max and ZBrush.